Hello, I'm Laylee Ipsa, host of CalTV Election Desk. More than 4.5 million Californians have already cast their ballot this election season, but make no mistake, because this election is far from over. Last night, President Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden faced off for the final time, and this debate was much less chaotic than the last one. So, now that we were finally able to hear what the candidates were saying, let's break down last night's key moments. Let's start with the topic of immigration. Last night, President Trump made a claim that the Obama administration was responsible for building the cages. And while the statement is true, it needs a lot of context because these facilities have drastically changed under the Trump administration. Okay, so you may remember the Obama administration was dealing with a huge overflow at their border patrol centers. So the administration responded by building a huge processing facility in Texas. And yes, people were put into cells, but families were kept together and only separated in instances involving drugs or human trafficking. This changes under the Trump administration, which enacts a zero-tolerance policy on illegal border crossings and makes it custom and even routine to separate children from their parents, which a federal judge later blocks them from doing and has now ordered the administration to reunite these children with their parents. And as we found out earlier this week, there are over 500 children that have still yet to see their parents. President Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden couldn't have been more divided when it came to the coronavirus pandemic. The first thing out of the president's mouth was that 2.2 million people were expected to die, but because of his administration, that wasn't the case. But that statement's misleading because while a team of London researchers did find that 2.2 million Americans could die from the pandemic, that was if the government took no preventative measures. Former Vice President Joe Biden continued to highlight the fact that many infectious disease specialists are warning us to prepare for a very dark winter, and that cases could spike more than they did during the first wave. In the final minutes of the debate, former Vice President Joe Biden claimed that he would transition away from the oil industry, something that the president was quick to attack as it is a big issue in key swing states. But it's not like Joe Biden would just get rid of fossil fuels overnight because one, he can't, and two, that's not what his plan calls for. Here's how Joe Biden's climate plan would actually work. It would get rid of the subsidies for the oil and gas industries, not ban the fossil fuels. It's just an attempt to phase them out with renewable energy that would also serve as a source of job creation. Alright, that's going to do it for me today. I'm Laylee Ipsa, and with just 11 days until the election, I'll see you Monday to help break down more of the biggest political news leading up to November 3rd.